What is Mercury Toastmasters?
Mercury Toastmasters is a platform where students and professionals get together to learn about leadership and public speaking.
Mercury Toastmasters is a place where we meet every week to meet our friends, improve our speaking skills, and just meet with our family.
Mercury Toastmasters is a place for everyone where they can feel comfortable and learn more about public speaking, and it's a platform for them to improve themselves.
Hello, we are at the Public Speaking Show. Today we are gonna travel to Lebanon to discover a Toastmaster club on the making, Mercury Toastmasters. And for that we have three wonderful ladies with us who are gonna tell us everything about living Toastmasters in Lebanon and the role of women in Toastmasters in Lebanon.
So mainly we meet Mercury Toastmasters every Tuesday. It's our Tuesday night, and we meet from 7:30 till 9:30 every week. We usually meet in a small place called Beehive. It's our little hive in the heart of Hamra, which is one of the busiest and most alive streets in Beirut. If you want, Mercury is also came from the idea of the god Mercury, who was the god of communication and who was the main messenger of all gods in the Roman culture.
How did three ladies come up with the idea of setting up a Toastmaster club?
So Toastmasters, basically I joined Toastmasters when I was in Speakers and Leaders in university. It was a student club. And later on, when I graduated, I joined the Protost, which is a club strictly for professionals. So at that time, the club was running at full capacity, and there were no spots for people to participate in their pathways and finish their speeches and projects. And that's when the idea of a new club came to being. So I was the one who was chosen to start this club. I started reaching out to several people who are interested. And at that time, Mary Jo showed interest in joining the club because she wanted to work on her leadership and public speaking, and she wasn't getting this chance at Protost. Around the same time, Diana, who left Speakers and Leaders when she graduated, decided to continue her journey at Toastmasters, and she also came back to us and told us that she wants to join. So that was the perfect opportunity for me to ask them to join the team and to start this amazing club. So basically, it's our passion to Toastmasters and the need to open a new Toastmasters club. It brought us together to start this thing.
That's beautiful. How many Toastmasters are in Lebanon?
Well, in Lebanon, the first club that started in a university club. There were two clubs, and then one of them had to shut down. So we were left with Speakers and Leaders. Then two more clubs, they started to open, one in Beirut and one in Zoum Kail. They were open to public. After that, we had a corporate club that couldn't sustain itself. It then shut down. But basically, so far, today we have 5 clubs. One of them is Mercury, it's going to charter. And one of them is an Arabic club. One is a student club. One is a club for professionals. And one is for the community. So you can see the diversity in the clubs that we have in Lebanon.
That's interesting. And I imagine like being in Lebanon is not like being in Europe or in the States. And setting up a Toastmaster club probably is a bit more difficult. Can you ladies share what kind of problems you encounter when trying to set up Mercury Toastmasters?
So mainly we faced quite a lot of challenges, especially this year, since we are a new club trying to charter, especially because of the political and economic situation in Lebanon. So at the beginning of last year, there was the revolution, and then the economic problem that was in Lebanon. So that really was a big challenge for us, and sometimes we had to like cancel the meetings because of the situation, and this really affected at the beginning a little bit the motivation of our members, especially because they lost a little bit this habit of meeting every Tuesday, and we had to do something to keep this motivation and to keep them interested in the club. So most of us in the cabinet, we are the mentors of the members. So what we did is we tried to show them what they can achieve if they actually sustain this membership in Toastmasters. And we kept taking roles and doing the speeches of the pathways, trying to make themes about pathways to make them understand really the value that they will take if they keep coming and if they keep staying members and taking roles. So that were mainly the challenges that we had, especially that we needed to charter. But thankfully, we did our best and we did surpass these challenges, and now we're very close to chartering, hopefully very soon.
How many members do you have at the moment?
Currently, we have 20 members, and 9 of them are actually females.
Ooh. How do you do that? How do you attract so many women?
Well, when we have to think of this, we have to look first of all at the general situation in Lebanon. So if you talk about 2-3 generations ago, women were mainly housewives. They didn't get proper education, they didn't participate in society, they didn't work. They had their priority as their household, and mainly whether they were wives or they lived with their parents, their house was their priority. But if you think of it today, people are more open-minded. They realize the importance of women having proper education and being involved in our society and working. And that's why nowadays you find more women working in several fields. But there's also one very important thing that is kind of forcing women without them realizing to get a job. And that is the economic situation in Lebanon. As you know, Lebanon doesn't have the highest standards of living, and so people usually are struggling with their lives. They need a job to sustain themselves, and the wages are very low. So if a household needs to survive, both the male and the female in the house should work to financially support the family, and that's when women are kind of forced to work, whether they are housewives or if they are living with their parents, to support their families or to gain financial independence. So the situation is kind of shaping our lives to get better opportunities and to higher our standards of living. And that's when you find us joining organizations such as Toastmasters in order to improve our public speaking and leadership, in order to get better opportunities to compete with men for those jobs. Now, it seems a little bit of a competition, but that's the case. Everybody's competing to get a job to survive in Lebanon. And here comes the importance of Toastmasters.
It is what it is. I have a Toastmaster club in Manchester. You might know it, Manchester Communicators. And they have few brilliant ladies. However, we are more men than women. My idea is trying to improve the ratio, trying to increase the membership of women in the club. And I thought that maybe if I could encourage ladies to be president, vice president of education and vice president of membership, maybe other women will take the lead and say, if they can do it, I can do it. It will encourage them to do it. I see that you are saying yes with the head, you are nodding. I like what you are saying, you agree with me, that's fine. However, I have a problem. I'm struggling because we are a very new club and the ladies might not know or might not be confident with Toastmasters. They don't want to step up and get those positions. What is your advice for those ladies?
It's funny to mention this, as the world is used to seeing the Arab world as the place where women are usually oppressed and not often participating in the community, while the Western countries like the UK are seen as a better environment for women. But as our president Souraya said, we have a lot of women in our Toastmasters community, and actually it's very regular to see here that clubs are mostly led by female members. Actually today we have 5 clubs, 4 of them are led by women. It's not only about Mercury. So I think one reason is that in the Middle East, women are working hard to break the gender barriers, like Souraya also said. And while men are often taking this for granted, maybe getting lazy as they see everything coming to them, and this phenomena is just happening on its own. We as leaders of this club, 3 women, actually had not noticed this dominantly female leadership in Mercury before you brought it up, and this is true. It makes us proud to be leading by example and hopefully empowering more women like us to lead in their community. We really hope we show an example. Now, what I would recommend clubs around the world to empower their women is first of all to keep the welcoming atmosphere, which is common across the globe for clubs, but also to go out and seek these women. Don't wait for them to come to you. A lot of women, especially young university students or professionals, might be searching for self-development opportunities. Visit local universities, work on social media to expand your reach. I think networking and social media is what mostly helped us expand our club fast, despite the bad economical situation. We have an amazing team. All of us are working on our PR and expanding the network really fast. This is helping us a lot. Also, make sure to follow up with every guest that comes to you. As a VPM, I always make sure our guests feel appreciated and are encouraged to come back. We all make sure to do that. And it's not also about only sending out the invites. Also contact them directly, call them, text them via WhatsApp. It's really important to make them feel that they are appreciated. Ask for their feedback, ask for their opinion, because when their opinion matters, they will think this is a place that I would like to participate in. So this is of course applied to any guest, not only women, but I think it will surely encourage more women to consider joining if you maintain such an environment.
Well, ladies and gentlemen at Manchester Communicators, you have here what other clubs are doing. So let's work together and try to bring more people on board. Now, I think we are on the same wavelength. What you were saying, Marie-Jo, was music to my ears. But why is it so difficult to do that? Why not all the clubs do that? What things that we think are basic? Why do you think many clubs around the globe are failing to follow these basic steps?
Sometimes I think it's about the leadership. We have to take initiative to reach out to our members, to our guests, and sometimes we take this for granted. We think they came once, they will come again, they will be interested by the meeting. We don't always think of following up, of keeping in touch, because each person is living out their own lives. Maybe they will not see the value of Toastmasters from the very first time. So it's important to encourage them and show them, and also work on our social media. For example, you and I, we've been visiting a lot of clubs these past few weeks, but I see that a lot of them don't have very active social media accounts. They're not as active as they can be, and they really should leverage the technology in order to reach out to people, both women and men. So this, I think, is an important point as well.
What does the future hold for Mercury Toastmasters?
The future of our club. Currently, we are in the process of chartering. As mentioned before, we made it to 20 members just last week and growing really fast. The online attendance is helping us a lot with people visiting us from all over the world. We are able to make use of technology effectively to improve the quality of our meetings. I think when we charter officially after quarantine, Mercury will jump to a whole new level with the talent of our amazing members showing through the next season's contests. Maybe we will also try to maintain our international audience by keeping the online attendance. So whoever is watching now the podcast can visit us any Tuesday. We should be online as well as physical if we went back after the quarantine. And until then, we will keep working hard on growing the reach of our club and maintaining its quality. So to the listeners, anyone who would like to join us, feel free. We meet every Tuesday, as Diana said.
It looks amazing, ladies. You have built a really good club. I've been there and I can say that they are after something very big. So, this last part of the interview is gonna be what I call the grill. In this grill, I'm gonna ask in 1 minute a lot of questions. What is your favorite color?
Purple.
Red.
Purple as well.
What is your favorite food?
Pasta.
تبولة.
Oh, everything but my pizza. All food is good.
How long have you been in Toastmasters?
Since 2014.
3 years, since 3 years.
Almost 2 years.
What is the best country to live in?
Lebanon.
Lebanon.
Lebanon, okay.
How many languages do you speak?
2, 1 beginner.
3.
Soon to be 4.
Soon to
Soon
be
to be.
4. Which ones are
I
those?
hope so.
Which ones are those?
English, Arabic, and somehow French. A little bit of French.
Yeah, me too. English, Arabic, French.
Yeah, English, Arabic, French, and looking forward to becoming better in Spanish.
Okay. How do we solve the COVID-19 crisis?
Staying home.
Yeah, staying home.